A rear axle that could snap with no warning. An airbag that might tear when you need it. Or a throttle that could stick, sending you speeding out of control. You wouldn't buy a car if you knew it had those problems. The problem is, the seller doesn't have to tell you.
This is an accident waiting to happen.
And if you've got a used car, it could happen to you and your family because of a secret dealers don't have to share.
They didn't think it was that important because they never informed me.
Bob Knotts didn't learn the truth about the used van he bought until he heard a shocking call from his driveway.
Come running in and say, your van's on fire. There wasn't a lot of flames. It was just smoldering by the time I got out here, and all the damage was done.
And now so is the van.
And this is what the interior looks like.
Inside, every inch is scorched beyond recognition. The fiery results of a simple recall that was never fixed, even though it was issued years before Bob bought this car.
You notice how close it was to my house. You know, it could have been, my house could have gone, caught fire, or I could have been driving it.
Bob was lucky, but you could be rolling the dice too.
Your life depends on that vehicle being fixed if there's an outstanding recall.
That may be true, but no one's stepping in to protect you, at least not legally. Because while new car dealers have to give you the scoop about recalls, there's no law when it comes to used cars. So sellers and dealers don't have to say a word.
I would never expect that there would be an outstanding recall on a used car that I bought from a dealer.
But there are. Thousands of them, with more added to the market every year. A Carfax study found at least 25,000 cars for sale in Maryland last year with open recalls.
You're a car buyer not looking for these issues. You could end up with a car that you don't know has an unfixed recall or several recalls that haven't been fixed.
And they're not hard to find. As part of an ABC 2 News investigation, we went undercover to used car lots around Baltimore, and we asked about available vehicles with known recalls. That potential airbag problem? A Honda in this lot should be fixed because of it, but the dealer told us there were no recalls on the car. The bad axle recall? Well, this lot had a minivan on the list for sale, but the salesman didn't know if it needed repair. Even if he did, the lack of laws means he doesn't have to tell us anyway.
It's a problem whose time has come to be resolved because it doesn't cost anybody anything.
No, it doesn't cost the dealers a dime to fix a recall. The manufacturers do it for free. But it does take time, and it takes the car off their lot. So some are reluctant to even look for potential repairs.
There are inherent problems with used cars, and what you don't know can hurt you.
That's why experts say you need to research recalls on your own or risk running into a firestorm.
This could have happened to anybody. It could have been a lot worse. I could have been going down the road and the thing caught fire, and that'd have been it for me.
Some used dealers will have recalls handled, like if you're buying a used Ford from a Ford dealer. Those cars are checked out and certified, so they'll be checked for recalls. But a guy who sells different makes and models likely isn't going to have the information for all of them, and even if he does, he probably won't share it because he's not required to. Although we're told the dealers that value your business will be upfront. So how do you protect yourself if they're not upfront with that information? Two important websites we put on our website, abc2news.com. You'll see my story here right in the slideshow, and if you click on that, you'll find links to safercar.gov. You can search by make, model, go through all kinds of information to find out about your car, or you can also go to Carfax's website, recall.carfax.com, and actually enter your VIN number, and recalls that are associated with your call, the make, the model, and the year will come up. In other words, also, experts say you should also take any car for a test drive, pull the Carfax, and take it to a mechanic for a thorough check. Josie Sturman, ABC 2 News.